What is up, and welcome to the Pride season kickoff. If you want to see an actual party, it isn't really much of a party. It's just me doing my usual shit. It's not a news episode. It is self with Your Love, originally by Outfield off of totally fucking the 80s, the 90s underground covered the 80s mainstream in the 2000s. This is exactly what it sounds like. This episode is just a Pride kickoff party. It's not really a news episode. I don't know. I've got kind of a potpourri of items to discuss, and we'll listen to a variety of music. It's Sunday, Funday. I got it. Yes, I have a cucumber. Shout out to Chumin Tofu. I actually don't like cucumbers in my banh mi. That's just a me thing. But I do. But I don't. Rather than request no cucumber, I just take it and I put it in my drink because I do like cucumbers. I just don't like them in my sandwich. And it's a textural thing. In any event, yeah, long story. But I do got my cucumber in my drink and I can taste it now. It is Pride season, we call it here in Seattle. It's not just a week, it's not just a month Kicked off in Burien this weekend, beautiful event. You can watch, it should be up on this channel. I'm looking. His message in a bottle. Okay, yeah. I can't tell if it's up on this channel yet, but you can watch Burien. The footage is from last night. It was a 3-day event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Family friendly. This is the 8th, I want to say. 2018 was the first one. I know that for certain because I have the commemorative t-shirt. I wear the merch. Next weekend, Pride in the Park at Volunteer Park, noon to 7. And then, so that's what I did yesterday. And then today, I head over to West Seattle. I finally made it over to see their protesters. It's the farmers market, which makes so much sense. Like Rainier Beach, it's a small but mighty group, but let's just keep growing this shit. Yeah, as important as it is, that there are small actions. Yeah, as much as I'm glad that there are small localized events all over, I'm glad that there are coalescing. I heard them saying, where are you going to be on June 14th? We're going to be at Cal Anderson. We're not going to try and have our own event here in West Seattle, which, yeah, again, there are times to have it local because some people aren't going to go farther than their own neighborhood. And then there are times to mash up. And I think people are starting to get the idea about that. That's it. And and then I went to Bartells, happened to get a really incredible deal that I hope is, I genuinely wasn't trying to rip anyone off, but I got a whole bunch of makeup for, I think it was a pretty good deal. It's just Nelson Muntz in a DRI shirt and a battle jacket that says, "What band T-shirt are you wearing right now?" And I don't know why that's so funny. For the record, I'm wearing a Rolling Stones T-shirt. Is that, I don't know? Is that a good answer? Is that a terrible answer? Um, I was not the only one in West Seattle wearing a Rolling Stones T-shirt. That probably isn't not a surprise to anyone. I also got some records at Easy Street Records. Not surprisingly, that Buster Poindexter. I don't know why I thought it was going to be there like 2 weeks later. I'm so sad about that though. But the fact that it was in the $5 or like even as low as $3 section tells me it's not that rare, and I should just probably try harder to find Buster Poindexter records. Um, This is Sunday morning, even though it's technically, well, even though it's not Sunday morning. Am I really going to play Sunday? I am. I don't play it often, but yeah, no, there's daylight. It's really sunny. Yeah, yeah, no, we can, let's pretend. Though this is now going to trick me into like 12 hours later. It was not Sunday morning. Soylent Green was made of people. Velvet Underground and Marco. It's just a restless feeling in my soul. Early dawning, Sunday morning. It's just wasted years so close behind. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you to look on. It's nothing at all. Sunday morning, and I'm falling. I got a feeling I don't want to know. Early dawning, Sunday morning. It's hard the streets you cross not so long ago. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you who will call. It's nothing at all. Watch out, the world's behind you. There's always someone around you who will call. It's nothing at all. Did I mention I'm really tired? Yeah, no, it's like oh, pride flag. Well, all the flags. A picture that I took that, well, I think it was my profile for a minute of, because yeah, no, specifically outside the Burien Library where they have the U.S. flag, the Washington State flag, and then the Pride flag. It's the Progress flag, but not the one with the intersex. But whatever. I mean, I don't expect them to buy like new flags all the time. They do their best. Actually, let me take a look. Is it even the Progress flag, Pride flag? It is a version of a Pride flag. I'm looking right now. Give me a second. Oh, wait, maybe I'm not because it's not on my phone. No, it is not. It's out to two men tofu. Oh, we'll get to it. Ports, they're not empty, but they're not full. Um, no, for real. And then just picture me in my underwear. Okay. Um, this is suspect device by Stiff Little Fingers off of inflammable material. Yeah, no, it's. I'm gonna screen share. Give me 1 second. Oh no, yeah, they didn't take that long. That was worth. Okay, I'm always like, yeah, yeah. You can see it. It's a Progress Pride flag. It doesn't have intersex. Yeah, and yet, like I said, I mean, for the library, that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, no, with the trans and the that's pretty good. This is just yeah, and like I said, they're at half mast because Representative Frank Chop, um, 1953 to 2025. He was the longest running Speaker of the House in Washington State Senate history. Is that correct? Am I making that part up? I don't think I am. So flags at half mast for him, and again, I'm assuming it's going to be all month, but the Pride flag, the Washington State flag, always fly. I wonder what's you. I wonder what's. Now I have to go back when it's not Pride Month and see what's on that third poll when it's not Pride Month. Now I wonder. But this that was Burien yesterday. I'm not still screen sharing. Oh, no, I'm not. Good. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm not still screen sharing, am I? Let's figure out something else to play, and let's actually screen share some more. I posted some of these pictures to Facebook already, but sure, why not? Let's. That's like the beer garden. You can see it says Happy Pride on the little like beer garden truck. Those are my feet. Those are the flags. We're just looking at those. I'll try to post some of these pictures tonight. That's the giant. Oh yeah. Yes. I'm just going to play this out, although this is not the music that was going for this, it's good enough. Reveal. There's some acrobatics. Yes. We're actually, I think, going to listen to 3 different mixes. We're not going to watch a whole video. Me when I'm like trying to find, because I was up on the hill and they kept going into the beer garden. Like I said, let's move on. Right. Nice. This is a different queen, who I believe is playing this Wednesday at Julia's at a Next drag show, along with Lady uh, Gugu, um, who is the hostess. Who you'll see her shortly. Lady Gugu. I'm good. I'm having a good weekend. It's where I'm into Pride Month, which is always a good month for me. How are you doing? As a Seattleite, it's always important to me to point out Sir Mix-a-Lot is so much more than this song. However, every so often I just have to play this song. And I'm going to play like 3 different versions of it, I think. We ended with techno metal club mix, followed by the hard BWB hip hop mix, and possibly the hurricane mix, but we'll see. Right on. Weather-wise, definitely can't complain. It's beautiful here. It's okay. Now apparently my pets are fighting. When I said I can't complain, they're like, "We'll give you something to complain about." No. This is the type of weather. I was just talking about this. I was on the light rail, and tourists were saying, "Is it always like this?" And I was like, "No. I mean, it's no, but." Yeah, it rains approximately 150 days out of the year. So if you do the math out of that, that leaves 200 days it doesn't rain. And even on those 150 days, it doesn't rain all day. So on some of those days it does. And some weeks it just rains and rains and rains. And that's just seasonal. And that is really true. But we also get as much sunshine as many other places. And we get 4 unique, distinct seasons, and that's, I guess, what people don't realize or recognize. That there was that one summer where it was just gray all winter, all summer long, and that was depressing. But for the most part, we get sun, and we get. Yesterday it was gray all day, and that was fine. I wore a jacket. It was a little bit cold, and then today, while I was out, people were talking about how it's still. I guess Seattle is also year-round sweater weather. When I say it's you tie a sweater around your waist, and I had a sweater around my waist, and someone else probably they were standing behind me, so I'm assuming they were looking at my sweater around my waist and then talking to the person they were walking with, mentioning, yeah, I wore a sweater around my waist. I did not play any other versions of Sir Mix-a-Lot right now, but I reserve the right to. Um, oh. Though I don't, I though when I said that I had something else in mind that I was going to play instead, and now I can't think of it. I who's Anthony? Sorry, I okay. I'm I'm a little lost. I feel a little lost today. What am I doing? Right, this is Pokey Lafarge with something in the water. Um, Oh, oh, yes, of course. Wait, are you an early investor in Dick's Burger? Okay, the question I want to know, and no one can ever answer this for me. Does he own the Dick's Burgers in Lake City? Because that's what people say, or he's a partial owner or something. Is he an actually investor in Dick's Burgers, or does he just like Dick's Burgers and rap about them a lot? Um,
She got a broke down El Camino in the front yard of Palmbra. Her mom walks around in a pink knockout, sandals and
yes.
white.
Okay.
She
Yes.
don't mind a baseball game. In the middle, she's a pain in my brain, drives me insane. But I love
This
her
isn't one that I was
just
gonna
the
play.
boy, love her
Sorry, I'm
just
thinking of
the
like
boy.
four things at once.
Something in the water, something in the water. What makes her crazy?
But yeah,
I
no.
don't know. Never seen anything
My
like the people
favorite mix
something in the
songs are
water.
probably
She doesn't
Beepers,
make up the
Bremolo,
bed, but fried chicken in a
for
bowl.
those of you
She
Bremerton
takes
fans.
me to Santee
Um,
running scared.
Posse's on
She
Broadway,
wears
of
a string and she
course.
beats me, but
Um,
I don't mind the way she treats me.
I mean,
If
Baby Got
someday
Back would make
leave
the
tonight,
top
let me
10, but
know.
it's
But I'll
no.
stay for the just the same.
Oh, oh, oh,
I'll
oh, wait,
stay
wait,
for
wait, wait,
just
wait.
the same. Something in the water, something in the water. What makes her crazy? I
Oh, wait,
don't
yeah, no, of
know.
course, Iron
Never
Man.
seen anything
Um,
like it before. There must be something in the
with Metal Church, also of Washington. Oh, buttermilk biscuits. Yes. Yes. Square. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, do I even have me when I put my money where my mouth wasn't? I'm like, do I even have the record to find
My Hoosier girl is so
out?
fine. Shake the watermelon off the vine. She'll
Oh,
blow
okay.
your
We're gonna play
feelings blue.
something by.
Kiss in your
All right,
finger
something I
and
haven't
blue.
played in a minute.
They're all so crazy and beautiful. But I tell you, the woman is never done. They'll break your back, give you a heart attack. But you need them just the same. Oh, need them just the same. Something in the water. There's something in the water. What makes her crazy? I don't know. Never seen anything like
Nice.
it before. There must be something in the water. What makes her crazy? I don't know. Never seen anything like it before. There must be something in the water. Yep, must be something
All
in
right,
the
my
water.
okay. My
Must
theory
be
is
something in the water.
the fact that no one
Yeah, in the
ever
water.
the fact that no one
Makes her
ever
crazy.
associates mix with
I don't
grunge
know.
is just pure
Something in the
racism.
water. There's
Came
something
up
in the
in the
water.
90s in the Seattle scene, became famous, absolutely adored and incorporated metal into various elements of his sound. He's grunge. Mix is grunge. There's no other way to put it. Um, and the fact that he's not listed in the canon of grunge just because he didn't put a record out on Sub Pop, I mean that doesn't seem fair. All right. Well, wait. Yes, he did put something out on probably. Yeah, no, on Sub Pop. I'm absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure he did. The first the first hip hop band that Sub Pop signed was called the Evil Tambourines. I own it. But then I think Shabazz Palaces became the band that they're most associated with, which actually like pulled them through the 2010s. Like they probably wouldn't Sub Pop yeah, no, their pivot to and then now Eric Blood is like one of their like highest like A&R reps or whatever, I think is my understanding of how all that went. Um, this is put on the glass by Sir Mix-a-Lot off of Chief Booty Naka, and I don't think I'm trying to think if I've ever played this. Oh, with the Melvins, that doesn't surprise me at all. And but I'm thinking to the Judgment Night soundtrack, but he's not on the Judgment Night soundtrack. Though, wait, is Mudhoney? That whole era of like, no, yeah, no, and then is it back? Is new metal officially back? But like, yeah, no, that whole era of, well, one, let's just be honest, where metal bands got street cred for associating with rap, but rap artists actually had to, their credibility was on the line, especially with their own communities, and in some cases got called out. Yeah, no, for the artists it worked out for, like Aerosmith and Run DMC, it worked out for. But for other artists, that those hybrids and crossovers didn't. But I still, when to this day, in 2025, people who are like, yeah, no, well, I literally actual see no Senescence in the comments section was like, that's not music. And I'm like, do you realize the diverse palette of music that rap samples from? Like, even if you don't think spitting on a beat is music, do you understand how chorus verse works and how rap song it is music? Like, I don't know, I just can't argue. I took some music in college. Actually, I am actually like music educated, but that's not even the point. I can't I can't read music. I don't know music theory. I don't know complex chord stuff. I'm not a music person, but I know that rap is music, and I'm not going to argue that with anyone because that's just, you're just trying to exhaust people. Yes. No. Yeah. And then there's, oh no, and then anytime I think about rap rock crossover, I always just shout out to Mr. Rick Rubin, who absolutely understands, if more than probably any human on earth, it's all music, and it's like, it doesn't even matter what style. I would trust Rick Rubin to produce a kids album, a folk album. It doesn't matter what style of music. Like he can just get in the whatever it is of that style. I don't know if this just goes out to anyone. Were you aware that Weezer put out a 4-record set of like season records, like winter, spring? Well, I'm sorry, it started with spring, summer, winter, fall. No, I'm sorry, whatever, spring, summer, whatever order the seasons are. You know what I'm saying. I told you. I may have partied a little bit hard this weekend. I told you it's Pride. It's back to Pride weekend. This is Abyssinian Creole. They just played 2 nights ago at Nectar. I did not go to see them, though that was on my original list. This is. This is the ultimate. Okay, is this a 45? It is not. Okay. Whatever order the seasons come in, we don't have to shame anyone. But yeah, but no, Weezer comes out with about as many albums per year as James Patterson comes out with novels. James Patterson, by the way, has 31 projects in production. He just announced a book with Mr. Beast. I hate Mr. Beast. Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast, I can't with that guy, but actually it sounds pretty good. It's pretty much just sounds like it's based on, people on an island who sign up for the world's most dangerous game, but actually it's really dangerous. And like I don't know, like none of the books are written by James Patterson or Mr. Beast, by the way. James Patterson barely approves the premise, let alone gives any feedback or notes. They're all 100% written by someone else, but his name goes on, as far as I understand, it will be, I think, up to 31 books just in 2025 alone. Like, please don't, please don't ruin my childhood and tell me Stephen King isn't writing his books anymore. My understanding, at least back in the day, he was, because he could write 2,000-page books because he was high on cocaine. I don't know if he still writes his own books, but I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. And actually, if he doesn't anymore, that's fine. Get your James Patterson lead child's money or whatever it is. Like, I don't care. Nice. No, that's awesome. Yes, awesome. You mentioned that you were going to that, and things get rained out, and I love it when a band will still just show up and do that. Oh, I have not read a Clive Kunstler. Don't censor the YouTube. I was trying to say it. Clive Kunstler book in like decades, but or not. Well, actually, the last time I was in an airport. I'm like trying to picture the last time I was in an airport, but yeah, no, that is totally like I guess that is something I would read. Who was back in the day? Michael Crichton. I would read a lot of Michael Crichton. I already said Stephen King. Tom Clancy, even though I had no idea what was going on, but he had a certain cadence to the way he wrote, and then we could go farther back in time to like those are the writers of my era that I read off the top of my head. But then I wrote Ray Bradbury, Richard Heinlein. I read a lot of science fiction. I studied speculative fiction, quote unquote, in college. Westerns. Okay, I went to college in New Mexico, so okay. I can picture the covers. Oh my God, I can picture the cover of a series of books that I read, and I can't picture the name of the author. Westerns specifically. And my guidance counselor was like he was like a cowboy poet. He was like poetry was his thing, but he wrote specifically like soulful things about ranches and tumbleweeds and absolutely that permeated my writing experience when that was part of my experience. This is Issues by Julia Michaels. Oh, it was Louis L'Amour was not. Wait, I can picture those covers too. That is not who I was thinking of, but that might be who I was thinking of. I've definitely read those. Yes. And then a lot of like noir, a lot of Dashiell Hammett and I don't know why Dashiell Hammett. David Goodis. That he's a little bit more obscure, but he used to do really like fever dream kind of stuff. Like it was always like I woke up and like from being beaten, I don't know who I am, and now I'm on the run, and that kind of stuff. Raymond Chandler. I'm not actually this literate. I'm making it sound like I read books, and I haven't. I was just admitting to a group of people I haven't read a novel for pleasure in 2025. So yeah. Oh, right on. Yeah, there's people. There's a lot in older novels that, and actually, so this is a side thing. Yeah, no, yeah. One of the things I've done throughout my life in various cities I've lived in, including San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle, is books to prisoners, some kind of books to prisoners project. I know all the old books with dirty bits. I'm not, and just in case, you need something with a really tame cover to get you. I got you. Like, I know all the old books with dirty bits. So yeah, no, for sure. I know a lot of people who said even, and oftentimes we had to send a letter saying, thank you for requesting a book, but you've already requested a book within our parameters. And then we'd get a response back saying, just your letter rejecting my request is like the communication that is keeping me going. And I'm thinking of some of the most restrictive in Alabama, legally, because of course it's the United States of America, it says only religious materials. First of all, how is that even First Amendment? But it says only religious. We get this guide, and it's not even an official guide. It's just a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of people who work at these organizations throughout the country. This is what we've learned about the regulations at various. And for Alabama, it says religious articles only. And you know what that means, but I tested it. I sent them a Torah, I sent them a Quran, I sent them Buddhist texts. No. You know what religious text only means. You can only send Bibles. Also, the number one requests we get are for Bibles. Those, mostly we would send them a flyer with, here are the religious organizations who can happily send you a free Bible. We don't, and it wasn't that we don't do that, it's just that there are places that do that. The number two request, anyone want to guess? Number two request, I'll say it in a second. It's a dictionary. People just want a fucking dictionary. They just want to know how to spell shit. They have court dates coming up. They have documents that they need to understand that no one's ever, they just need a fucking dictionary, and there's not one available for them. What you take for granted, what you just have on your phone is spell check, just a fucking dictionary. I'm trying to think of, most of the regulations, I'll be honest, outside of that one, were pretty valid. A lot of states don't allow any kind of hardcover. A lot of states don't allow, unfortunately, a lot of states don't allow magazines, and it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that, in our mind, it was always like, they're censoring magazines just because it's timely. They don't want anything that's timely. They want everything that's outdated, but it's actually just because magazines contain things like staples, and even the tiniest thing like a staple can be turned into a weapon in prison, and that's actually perfectly valid. I'm trying to think of hardcovers, periodicals, and magazines. I'm trying to think of what else is routinely banned. Honestly, other than that, I mean, it's not, and then other than, like I said, a couple of states have really onerous rules, and I haven't done this type of volunteering in a while, so I don't even know. It's mostly you can send almost anything, and as it should be. Actually, a lot of states have restrictions. It has to be non-fiction, and just the idea that there's a restriction. You're not allowed to dream. You're not allowed to imagine. You're not allowed to escape. Like, it seems like a very specific, but also they're like, no, you're here to educate yourself. Okay, so we can send you all the educational books that we're allowed to, and we will. Um, I neither plan to play 3 Julia Michaels songs in a row or go on a extended rant about sending books to. Yeah, no. That was Issues. That was and this is Worst in Me, and then we're gonna play something else. Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, and again, yes, something like that where you, yes, someone that becomes, I'm not the best speller in the world, but if I found myself in those circumstances, I would hope that I could parlay some skills into like, hey, wait, before you beat me up, can I help you with X, Y, or Z? Because I have some skills, and some of them are proofreading, but yeah, no. I literally do. I'm like, if I ever go to jail, I will just learn the law and do push-ups. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think we all need, especially in a that's my mentality anyway. Yeah, yes. Was there a specific reason that was a day? Oh, well, it was a day behind me because they had to give them time to like check it. This is interesting. One of the people I volunteered with was a prison librarian, or a former prison librarian. She volunteered. I don't know, whatever. But she would literally like put LSD into pages and people. I don't know. People do all sorts of things. People do all sorts of things. Opinions expressed are purely my. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. What are we doing? What's going on? I didn't say that. That didn't happen. That never happened. People don't do that. That doesn't happen. No one smuggles in cell phones. What are you talking about? This is me first in the Gimme Gimmes with Take It on the Run off of Ruin Johnny's Bar Mitzvah. What I like best about this record, it was actually taped live at one of the record executives, like who, produced this record, like their son's bar mitzvah. This really is just like from their son's bar mitzvah.
The next song, Joey, the next song. That's the dance number. Oh. The next song. I'm just saying, I feel. You don't want to dance for this one, people. Stay away from the dance floor. Wait till the next song. It's dangerous. Get back, get back. Joey, you ruined everything. You had to ruin everything. Johnny, I'm totally sorry.
Ruin Johnny's bar mitzvah. This is not what I meant to play, but no, I'm not even on the right side. Okay, this Come Sail Away. So what was I gonna tell you? Yeah, no, I'm like, I've already forgotten what I was even gonna talk about this episode. Okay, this isn't really like the top story. Jimmy's Chicken Shack. No, sounds good. I do not know them. Um, the only Maryland band I know is Born Against, and that only because they're Maryland by way. Wait, I'm always like, are they Maryland or Virginia? I think they ended up in Maryland. Anyway, yeah, by way of New York City. Um, what kind of music are they? Um, all right, jump up. All right. Cat wants to be in the video. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Oh, clutch. I do not have clutch, but yes.
Thank you very much. So anyway, Johnny's bar mitzvah. This is a big day for you. And you know, when the gimmies think of bar mitzvah, we think of culture and tradition and family. And so, in the spirit of that,
My old
I think of
roommate
family.
does
I think
post
of
their, like,
big
I guess it's called
family. And that is
Spotify
Michael,
Iceberg or
Sonny,
whatever.
this
And
is
me first, the Gimme Gimmies are in their Iceberg. So is Eminem, which is, this is actually the person who introduced me to Eminem. You know, obviously I'm going to be playing Eminem. There's O Solo Mio. And probably Strawberry Fields Forever. I don't know if I'll play any Rolling Stones. I'm wearing a Rolling Stones t-shirt, but I will play a Beatles cover tonight. Oh, nice. You said Neil. Neil, I almost bought a Neil Hamburger album today at the record store. I kind of feel like I want to go back for it. As I often say, novelty is the biggest section of my record collection, and the intersection between novelty and punk that's just like the Venn diagram of that is just a circle. Yeah, comedy album. The weirdest part about picking up from
Thank you very much.
if you choose pickup order from Sub Pop is Mark Arm from Mudhoney is the person who hands you your order. You're like, what? Thank you. I actually have a Mudhoney record in this order. I should have asked you to sign it. Like, why didn't I think of that? Now it's sealed inside this package. Whoops, my mistake. Yeah. The last time I want to say Emily Noakes from Taco Cat and not Chastity Bell, Childbirth and who is she from all them bands. I think she was just bartending at Chop Suey. Yeah, no, musicians have day jobs. Most musicians, well, not most musicians. Oh, I saw this really incredible chart. Actually, let's talk about that, and I'll get back to my notes. I had notes. There were things I was actually going to talk about. But it was a chart, and it was applied. I can't remember which specific art or discipline, Oh, it was an author. It was a writer, a literary writer, and we were talking about those earlier. And I'm trying to remember who it was, or because I almost have it placed. But they pointed out so in almost every art form, and they said, this particular art pyramid is for all art, is for one particular art, but it could apply to almost anyone, and obviously it would be different more or less. But here's the premise. Basically, if you take a pyramid, so you're thinking of a triangle, 50%, that's people who give their shit away for free. And if you're talking about music, you're talking about film, me right now, people who just want content, they can get it right here for free. I give my channel isn't monetized. YouTube makes money. They put ads on this shit, but I make zero money on this, and I do it night after night, week after week, month after month. People who do their stuff. I also do music stuff. I also do I don't put original stuff out very often. That is important. I do covers almost exclusively when I do the music stuff. But people who also put out their own original music, people who put their own original music out with Creative Commons for anyone else to just use or remix. Moby, who just put out like a whole website of like 500 free songs that you can use. So when you look at the pyramid of all the content of any particular category, the bottom 50%, the biggest part, is free stuff. People who don't even care or want their stuff to be monetized. The second tier is people who stuff has been monetized, but oh no, I'm sorry, it wasn't even monetized. It was like who's been viewed, and whose stuff has been viewed maybe a dozen times to 100 times. And I'm like, that's the tier my content often is. Mostly it gets under 10 views, but sometimes it maybe gets into 20 or 30 and that's actually the second tier. The problem is the people in that tier think they're going to the next tiers, but that tier doesn't go anywhere because the top, obviously, like any pyramid, it's that top little bit of people whose content not only is monetized, like they get a few cents every month, but actually monetize the people who can actually live on their content is so minuscule. Like any pyramid, it just keeps going up and up and up. But yeah, I'm in that tier where people sometimes view my content, people come back for my content, and I appreciate that. Thank you. But it's never going to be monetized. And people who think they can make a job out of what I'm doing right now, I'm not saying they're delusional, but that was basically the point of the post that I was watching. Absolutely do it for the love of the game. Yes. And no, as evidenced by the fact that if and when it starts to go to the algorithm starts to work too much in my favor, I literally don't want too much attention. There's an amount of attention where I know because I actually have a day job that I like, it's gonna attract the wrong type of attention. I really like to I joke. For a long time my slogan was our own little corner of the internet, but then I realized that's actually Tumblr's slogan and I was just co-opting it. But yeah, no, let's just keep you don't have to like, you don't have to comment, you don't have to subscribe, you have to tell your friends, we can just keep this between us, and that's cool because that's what this is a band called Manster with I'm Really Not This Way off of a record called Original Punk live from CBGB's New York. Um, I'm not even sure what we're playing. This is a newer record to me. But no, I genuinely do this for the love of the game. When I was a kid, I used to take my dad's recorders and make these fake tapes of I was a fake DJ and I would tape stuff off of the radio. This is still just that. I'm still just role playing that in real life. And thank you, the internet, for allowing me to do that. And for the few people who enjoy that, good. Thank you. And We'll call it the WKRP in Cincinnati generation. I don't know. I think we all did. Yeah, no, I think we all kind of did. And then for me, also, I grew up in New York, so I grew up with like public access television. So there were literally people doing weird shows like this. And that's all I wanted. I never, and I still don't, which is why I'm happier to show my cat's face than my own. I never wanted to be famous. I just wanted to do weird shit that other people who maybe if they found it late at night could relate to, would relate to. That's all I ever wanted to do. And I'm so glad the internet allows me to do that. Thank you. Same. I mean, yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah. Impeccable sounds a little bit too precise for me. I don't know. Egalitarian taste. I like everything, and if I'm assuming I'm always going to play something someone doesn't like. But I might play something someone likes too, because I like everything. I like everything, including all the categories other people say they don't like, all the weird, all the experimental, I like it all. I don't know what we're listening to now, but I like it. Karma's thinking of her escape, though, I can tell. You gonna jump up there? Sounds good. Do what you gotta do. And yeah, I am looking forward to doing some more grilling this summer. I will just say that. I was just like dusting off the grill in my backyard. But yeah, check in, stop in, do what you gotta do. This is a drop-in center. I'm not always live, but I'm live a lot. And when I'm here, your family, like the Olive Garden. In the sun with romance? Am I on the right side? Yeah. Yeah, well, okay. Fair enough. I announced my pee breaks too, so yeah. So most recent videos on this channel include the Pride in Burien, this is the I want to say 8th annual Pride, but they do. Sorry, Carmen. They do a really nice Pride in Burien. It has a smaller town feel, and my friend who actually lives in Burien posted, "Oh, I love my town." my little town, and it is. It has a smaller town feel, and that's important because I'm used to like a big city Seattle pride, but people who aren't going to make it downtown to big city of Seattle pride might spend the whole month without seeing rainbows and unicorns and all that kind of stuff. But Burien, for at least the last 8 years or so, brings it there. Am I gonna screen share some Burien Pride stuff? Maybe. I already did. No, I already did. I'm not gonna do it again. I just showed, well, an extended segment with my cat Karma. She's still here. But actually it's my cat Luna, who she's been so coming outside of her comfort zone. She's been coming into my room in the morning, like not just meowing from her doorway, but actually coming. She went outside, that's just phenomenal for Luna. But no, in fact, at one point, this is wild. She was in my room and she was sitting on a space where Karma actually usually sits, but she was reclaiming, you could tell she was reclaiming some dominance. Karma came in the room and then left, and I was like, yeah, I'm not all of this is Luna's space too. You've terrorized her long enough. And so, yeah, no, the cat-on-cat violence era ends, and I'm really excited that Luna is back asserting a little bit of herself. Seattle Times columnist Danny Westneat thinks Elon Musk owes Northwest Lutherans an apology. I feel like that's a really specific thing, given hyper specific, given all the groups of people Elon Musk has been accused of harming, from veterans to federal workers to national park workers to children to and Medicaid recipients to specifically Northwest Lutherans. I don't know why, because it was behind a paywall on the Seattle Times website. This is Stewart's Hammer with Everyone's Depraved, I believe. That sounds about right. This is a more recent compilation, and I do not know the band Stewart's Hammer. If you told me, like, I don't know, they're awful, they're terrible people, I'd be like, I don't know, I just found this compilation, and because this becomes more and more exhausting as the longer you're on the internet. It's like, you played a song by so-and-so, and I'm like, and this isn't like cancel culture is real, because cancel culture isn't real. Look at Cannes this year. Look at Kevin Spacey giving speeches complaining about cancel culture at an awards ceremony. Cancel culture is not real, but someone might come after me because I played a song by someone and I didn't know the entire history of that entire band. And and sometimes I play songs by bands. I know their history, and I separate the art from the artist. Part 775,000. Who cares? Yeah, no. You can't always know. There are definitely artists I will never ever play again. There are lots of artists I said I would never play again, and then I do. And then there are artists I was like, oh, I'm not supposed to play that anymore. So I don't know. Just as someone who plays music in 2025, I'm just saying I don't know anything about the last three bands I just played. I'm just saying that. Oh. I'm feeling some Lois and Clark energy, and I don't know why that is. Okay. Yeah. No. I don't. Yeah. No. I don't know if these are news story. Yeah. No. Again, this is not a news episode, but um, and content warning. People at the federal level, i.e., the people who run the federal government, i.e., I'm going to talk about people who, if you don't know who I'm talking about, then you're going to get upset in a minute. But am I going to play this out? The Miamis with We Deliver. Okay, I'm just playing the entire C side of this record. I'm 100% here with this shit. Content warning obviously was meant, if you didn't know who I was talking about, Donald Trump hints that he could pardon Sean Combs. So when they say old friends, not that old, pictures of him, Combs, and Melania together. But again, that doesn't prove anything. I'm not trying to. I mean, same with Epstein. Like, they all stick together, and that's not even a left or right thing. That's the thing that we should really all be focusing on. But people don't. They all stick together, and they meaning oligarchy class. Trump hits back at the nastiest question. It was about Taco. I also saw, and again, this could have been AI generated. Someone apparently flew a plane and wrote Taco. Again, if you don't know what Taco stands for, it stands for Trump always chickens out. This is a phrase in relation to tariffs. And actually, on Wall Street, it's not even meant to be insulting to Trump. It's actually meant to, like, help him in a way. It's helped to ease the market, to, like, help people, like, not worry. Don't worry about it. He's just going to chicken out. But he was asked about it. The news is apparently he wasn't even mad at, well, he was mad at the journalist who he said that's the nastiest question, but who he really was mad at, it turns out, and raged at later, was his own staff, because he had not heard that phrase. Whether or not someone actually flew a plane over Mar-a-Lago and flew the words TACO, I don't know. That could have been AI generated, but I saw a picture online. I'm not even sure if teasing him, quote unquote, about chickening out is the right approach, because we want him to, actually, right? Like, I think, again, I'm trying to work this out in real time, and I don't run I don't run shit. I barely run this channel, let alone anything. But if I were in charge of stuff, I'm not sure I want to tease him about checking out of tariffs, because isn't that what we want him to do? And we do, or do you want the tariffs? So, like, yeah, no, what is your relationship with Taco? And actually, yeah, again, I don't even know. Was the plane over Mar-a-Lago real? Was that AI? Was that CGI? Yeah, no, I don't know. This is the Sonics live at Easy Street. I was at Easy Street earlier today in West Seattle. I bought some records. I might show them. I also bought a shitload of makeup at the Bartells in West Seattle because it was on sale for $2 each. Mostly lipstick. This is Cinderella followed by Money followed by Boss Hot. Oh no, wait, I'm lying. This is Money followed by Money followed by Keep a Knockin'. Because I'm gonna go straight. My favorite thing about this is that someone wrote Sonics in dust on those lamps that are definitely not there anymore. Because this isn't even the Easy Street. I'm pretty sure this isn't even the Easy. This is a different Easy Street. Oh no, it says West Seattle. Okay, those lamps are definitely not there anymore. Or maybe they are, but someone wrote it on dust and it made it on the album cover. I just love that. Hi, Carms. Guess who's back? And I know I promised Eminem, and I will play some Eminem. Walla Walla Onions. People don't understand. I almost want to play. Don't make me play Walla Walla. But Walla Walla sweet onions are like a thing. Just a whole another different thing. That being said, I like red onions. I like white onions. I like make you cry onions, and that's just me. I'm just gonna play it. It's Boss Hoss. Boop. Yes. All right. When Karma, obviously I wouldn't kick my baby out of my lap for an onion, but whenever Karma, I almost did that, Karma. Sorry. But whenever Karma gets up, and if I remember, I will show my next baby, which is an onion. I also want to play. I reserve the right to play Lemon Boy next. Oh, but no, the fact that I'm sorry, I'm just ending that. I'm going to end that story. The fact that Trump gets mad at his own employees for not letting him know about the abbreviation TACO, Trump always chickens out. He probably doesn't know about Foxtrot Delta, Tango, right? Is that, Foxtrot Delta Tango. That's a thing. If you don't know what that stands for, just it's the new "Let's Go Brandon," and yeah, the left does it, the right does it. It's all fine. Um, Although, having been at a protest just today, I will point out some of y'all need to be careful because y'all need to remember Donald Trump is, whether you like him or not, the president of the United States of America, and certain things you say about him will bring Secret Service people to your door. Ask Kathy Griffin. Like, I'm serious. Like, some of these people, and I'm talking about like protesters in their 60s who maybe have never protested before. I'm just speculating. Some of y'all need to be a little bit careful. Someone had a sign about Trumpenstein and graves, and I was like, ooh, be careful. And I was like, I get the reference to Frankenstein, but we don't talk about the president that way. Or like, no, there was just, people need to be very, very careful, is what I'm saying. And I'm not sure everyone understands how it all works. And I'm tired. I've already said that. I like all kinds of onions too. How did I go from that to that? Farmer's market. I was at a farmer's market today. It was awesome. I guess is it calla lilies are just they're in bloom just this week? Is that the thing? I was like, why are calla lilies so cheap? Because I yeah, no, well, that too. The whatever we decide is a threat is whatever we decide is yeah, that too. But also, wait, no, two just separate thoughts at once. Are calla lilies? This is like the week for calla lilies, and then they'll be dead, right? Because I could tell. I could tell. I was like, wait, $10, $15, $10, and then I was like, no, I still don't want to take calla lilies back on the bus. You can. I actually do love flowers. These are my dead tulips. But I didn't want to take a bunch of calla lilies that would wilt on a bus. Um, but I'm guessing this is like literally the actual only week for calla lilies. Um, this is Africa by Weezer. Um, I mean, Africa by Toto, performed by Weezer off of, yeah. Speaking of Weezer, people who put out like 27 albums a year, who put out 27 books a year. I love Weezer, and they're almost too productive. Like it's yeah, no, you could tell. I no, just walking around the farmers market today, you could tell prices are going down. I was like, I actually should have grabbed some calla lilies. I mean, yeah, for $10, it would have. Even on the bus, I probably could have. They probably. Oh no, wait, never mind. I would not have been able to get the makeup haul that I grabbed with calla lilies. So there's no reality where I regret not grabbing lilies, but they were beautiful, and they were beautiful and abundant, and I could see they were on sale. So no, these things. These are the trade secrets, the secrets of the universe. Like there's a very specific weekend window when those. In my trial, those were like the lux. Those were like the $70 to $80 plant or whatever. But yeah, no, super cheap. But you have to hit it the right weekend, and that's true of almost any produce. And This is actually really important. In an activist thread, someone asked, "Oh, I just learned where I grocery shop is not great. Where should I grocery shop?" Well, one, none of them are great. None of them are great. The top four tried to conglomerate and consolidate our entire food supply into one company, and that would have been Safeway, Albertsons, and QFC. Well, I'm sorry, in my area it's QFC and Fred Meyer, but it's actually just Kroger. The top grocery companies tried to conglomerate. It didn't work out, and now they're all suing each other. Ha ha ha. But all the things they're suing each other over for like $600 million, those are all the fucked up things they would have done to the American people if they had had the opportunity. They just didn't have the opportunity because they tried to do it to another company, and both the companies were like, no, they're all suing each other. It's kind of wild. And that's our food supply. And that, remember in the pandemic, we're like, oh wow, in 3 days we can all run out of groceries? Oh my God. I was at a Bartells in West Seattle, and we'll get to it. I'm buying I bought up all the makeup. When someone's going to go there tomorrow and be like, where's all the makeup? I bought it all. I don't know, this store might be going to business low-key without being announced, but I don't know. Significant bare shelves. I don't know what that says about this particular store, and I don't want to extrapolate that on the entire U.S. economy, but significant bare shelves. And you're going to stores and they're just bare shelves, but they're running the store anyway. That doesn't even make sense, because the square footage in stores, whether it's a grocery store or a drugstore, this is a Bartells, so that's more a drugstore than a grocery store. This one doesn't have a pharmacy, but it's to have I'm sorry. This is a rant, but this is important. I'm going to check the comments, but I need to finish this one. To have significant spaces of bare shelves, I didn't even think it. Well, I didn't. A woman leaving the store with her daughter, apparently without being able to find whatever they were looking for, said maybe it has something to do with tariffs. I hadn't thought of that, but maybe it did. I also think maybe low-key this store is closing, so I don't want to start any rumors. And all of this was in West Seattle. I went over the West Seattle Bridge, and I did have privy to the port. I can report from about 3 weeks ago, the last time I went over this bridge, it's not as empty as it looked then, but it's not full. There was a ship there. At least there was a ship there. The last time there was no ship, and like it looked really empty. But there were, I could tell between then and now, some container there were what is the word I'm looking for? Those metal things. The crates, the crates. There were a significant amount of crates, but not as much as I know, having traveled this for years and years and years, there should be. And back like 6 months ago, or when LA port people were like, it's empty, I was like, I'm not seeing that in Seattle. And then 3 months ago, I was like, oh, I am seeing that in Seattle. It's built its way back up from then. So if I'm some version, if for whoever I am, the port watch, it's building its way back up, but it's empty. And so if like stuff, like the stuff that comes into our countries, it's, I don't know. Sea boxes. Thank you. Yeah, no. No, but cargo containers. Because I it's important because I plan to live in one day, but I don't know when. At some point in my life, I plan to live in a cargo container. I've already lived in a van. I've already lived in a trailer. It wasn't an Airstream, but it was a Silver Streak, which is a like off-brand type Airstream. But what made Silver Streaks cool is they were silver like, or aluminum like the Airstreams, but they had a distinctive brass band around them. I actually like Silver Streaks better, and I still am like more nostalgic. Shout out to my Silver Streak fans. Yeah, but like I said, I've lived in a trailer park, I've lived in a van, I've lived in an apartment, I've lived in a studio. I've never lived in a micropod, but I've lived in all the places. I still want to live in a boat. I still want to live in a cargo container in some configuration, whether it's one that has actually been outfitted for a living or like, congratulations, you bought a cargo container, move in. Well, either way, I'm willing to live in a cargo container. Sorry, Karma. Whoops. Okay. Well, okay. Yes. I actually now worry because my vehicle, I literally couldn't live in. If I mean, of all the things, I'm like, if I had to live in my car, it's not my current vehicle. Even my Prius had technically enough space, but my current vehicle is not livable, and that's actually kind of scary to me. And the fact that I think that way tells me, even though I haven't had to live in my vehicle since 1998, it never leaves you. The thought, and actually, well, I guess it leaves you enough that I bought a vehicle, and then after, well, I bought it. Never mind. I will talk about the circumstances under which I bought my Jeep. And I only bought my Jeep because my daddy drives the Jeep and I want to drive the same vehicle as my daddy. And that's real and true. Happy birthday, Dad. He just turned 80 and just had COVID for the first time. And I love my dad. And yeah, I bought a black Jeep just like my dad, except unlike my dad, his is like a modern one that probably you could sleep in. And mine is like the old school Rubicon from the 90s, because that's all I could afford. And it doesn't have a backseat. Yeah, no, I'm like, wait, that's the trunk? We're listening to Eminem. This is 3 a.m. and we are not, I repeat, not going to be on this channel until 3 a.m. Actually, you know. I lived in a Dodge Ram van. It was very comfortable. It was, I'm trying to remember. I lived in it in 1990, like I said, 798, and it was a 1989, and it was just a, I want to say Dodge Ram 1500. I could be making up that particular. It fit a queen size bed. Under the bed, it fit enough milk crates for not this many records, but I actually collected records and books. I worked in a thrift store and a record store. I collected records and books while I lived in a van. That's how like an idiot I am. And then once I had too many records and books to keep living in a van, I moved. But that way, yeah. This is 3 a.m. by Eminem off of Relapse. I have never owned a new car in my entire life. That's just, I've only ever owned used cars. It's not even a dream of mine. I've never owned a new car. And recently, something was like, they were talking about like having a warranty, and I was like, oh, I don't even know what that feels like. I've never bought a car that wasn't as is, and some of them were very as is. Like, and I'm not. That's not. I'm not calling. Yeah, no. I'm just. I think I still have $100 down on a Cybertruck, though, technically. 2024. I remember that was my window, and that was for like the original. If you remember, originally the price range for Cybertrucks was $69,000 for the high end and $39,000 for the entry level. They never released a $39,000 Cybertruck. And by the time they actually physically released Cybertrucks, I didn't want one. But as much as you hear me rant and rage against the Elon machine, I wanted a Cybertruck. Also, Hot Wheels made a Cybertruck, and I kind of want that. Like, just for historical value. Like, is that support? That's supporting Mattel. That's not supporting Elon Musk, right? But I kind of want the Hot Wheels Cybertruck. I no longer want a Cybertruck. I saw my first Cybertruck on my own block, and then I saw a post about someone. It was what appeared to be. Again, I don't make assumptions, but appeared to be a black woman saying there were brothers in a Cybertruck. I never thought I'd see that. The first Cybertruck I saw on my own block was driven by what appeared to be a person of color. And again, I don't know if this has to do with more everything being normalized, including Cybertrucks, or they've always had the tinted windows, and it's now summer, so you're seeing more people rolling with their windows down. I realize I've been seeing Cybertrucks for like on the street for like, really just about less than a year before I started seeing them regularly. Yeah, it's not, almost every time I go out now, I see a Cybertruck. I don't know if you are. I live in Seattle, but I see them more on the east side, like Renton, but I drive in the greater Seattle King Pierce area. I drive a lot. Part of my job is driving around a lot. And I see a fair amount of Cybertrucks, and I'm realizing you just didn't see people with their windows open, and now you're getting to see who's actually driving a Cybertruck, because those windows are tinted, rightfully, for a reason. That being said, I don't judge anyone. For whatever reason you drive a Cybertruck, for whatever reason you drive a Tesla, I've ridden in a Tesla exactly one time, and it was what in my day we called suicide seats. It was these pop-up rear-facing seats in the trunk that I was like, wild. I want to say it was a Tesla 3, but I don't even know. It was these friends. I was on Vashon Island. I'm not there very often. Yeah, that was my bougie Vashon Tesla experience. Oh, 60s or 70s right out and drive Mini. I actually was really looking for a Fiat 500. I was looking at Minis, but they're harder to find, and they're just not. If you can afford to maintain them, that's beautiful. But yeah, no, I would drive a Mini. I would drive a Fiat. I also realize even the smart car, there are certain but also, yeah. a US Mini and a UK Mini are like completely different things, or they're not. I'm not a car person, but I'm also completely a car person. This is Stay Wide Awake. We're still listening to Eminem, but we are going to bed. I promise. So growing up, my parents had it wasn't a Woody, but it was a wood panel station wagon of some sort that had rear-facing seats. My dad literally abandoned that at Gracie Mansion in New York City. That's the whole story. F slur, sorry, apologies. And then my dad later had but that wasn't a Volvo. And my dad later had a Volvo. It was somewhere between a station wagon and a SUV during an era where that wasn't a specific thing, and Volvo's branding was like C40, so it didn't clarify like what type of vehicle it was. And the most interesting thing was about that vehicle, and this was the early 2000s, they went to Sweden, bought the vehicle, and ended up getting it cheaper than they would have gotten it if they had bought it in the US, including the trip to Sweden. And this was a scam that like my parents figured out. It doesn't exist anymore, don't try it out. But you could go, if you visited the factory in Sweden, they would ship it to the U.S. for a certain, like, again, this is like pre-tariff or whatever. And again, it has nothing to do with Donald Trump. This is like basically my family got a free trip to Sweden, a Volvo at Swedish prices. I still don't even understand it. It still sounds like a scam, but my dad, I miss the smart car. I would love them to bring. Here in Seattle, they mostly got used for like ride sharing and then disappeared. I'm assuming when you say XE shitbox, you mean a V-dub. I have one in my backyard that's under a tarp, and someone is welcome to come inspect and give me kick the tires and offer a price on. I actually, I had a split window microbus that I loved. I have a strong relationship with that company, but oh yes, no, yeah, no, okay, oh yeah, you already said. Yeah, no, I had a whole different relationship with the Volkswagen, but I've never owned a Mercedes. Never owned a Volvo. Almost my first car was a Pinto. It was a Ford Pinto, and it got me across the country, but not back. It did burst into flames, but not the gas tank. It was the battery. I don't know why that sounds about right. Yes, to a '77 Super Beetle. Like I said, I had a microbus, and then eventually it had to be rebuilt. The engine had to be rebuilt, and they ended up putting a twin exhaust from a Beetle into my microbus. And then anyone who ever knew VWs would know instantly, like, this has been, they would recognize, like, yeah, that ended up being a very special, well, no, for talking cars, I own 4 cars right now. I'm like, is that even right? Yeah. I do still have the Beetle that doesn't run. I have a Chevy Silverado that I love. Chevy Silverado 1500. And I have 2 Jeeps that are like, one of them is like, I don't want to say it's a parts Jeep. No, I'm like literally like sending out, I love you, Jeep. You are not a parts only Jeep. You're valid. I'm literally like, but I have 2 Jeeps and one of them actually runs. So like, yeah. But I love them both. I've driven from Maryland, not to San Diego, but I've driven from Maryland to New Mexico, and then I've driven like up from New Mexico up the West Coast. I've done the loop of basically the entire country. There are a few states I've never been. I've never been to Montana. I've never been to Wyoming. I've never been to Alaska, and I've never been to Hawaii. There are only 4 states I've never been to, I believe. But yeah, no, I've driven, Baltimore to. No, I didn't. No, I don't think I've ever been to Baltimore, but I was in Maryland, I think. And if you're like, no, you wouldn't have driven through Maryland. Okay, maybe. I from New York to New Mexico, I drove down south through Kentucky, Tennessee, and then Oklahoma, and then over Texas, and yeah. This is Deja Vu by Eminem. Oh my god. Okay, the longest Greyhound I've ever taken was about 12 hours, and I took a Greyhound from I want to say Las Vegas to Eugene, Oregon. Um, yeah, no, Greyhound is oh, sweetie, like I want it, like that hurts my heart. Just hearing anyone ever rode Greyhound hurts my heart. But Amtrak is always the shit. If you can afford it, like Amtrak is always the shit. But Greyhound, oh, that is like, I hate to reduce it to like the memes of like you're stuck sitting next to the dregs of society because I might be the person sitting next to you on Greyhound. I rode so much Greyhound. I've been both the person who had nothing better to do than ramble on and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I talked that person's ear off. They're just trying to get to A to B. And I just rambled because I have nothing else to do. I rode Greyhound before we had smartphones, and I'm assuming Greyhound now has has charger ports and all that. Oh my god, Greyhound bathroom bus. Where are we even going with this episode? Where are you even taking me? Yeah, agreed. And I can go any number of years and not have to ride a bus again. Before I lived in Seattle, I lived in Portland, and I had a reason to come up every weekend, back and forth. And I often spent 8 hours to participate in a 2 or 3 hour event, and then another 8 hours. And again, the 8 hours wasn't all on the bus, but it was getting to the bus stop, waiting for the bus. Like, yeah, Greyhound, I'm glad it still exists. The Greyhound station is no longer downtown. It is at the stadium station. Is that correct? Yeah, that's important for people who, yeah, I'm not a transit guru, but some people watch this channel because I talk a lot about transit and how to travel, and I don't, yeah. I would say, I mean, well, these aren't tips, but because I would never say getting high is a tip, because don't get high, kids. And again, this is an adults only channel. If you're a kid, you shouldn't be watching this at all. If you're a coworker, if you're a colleague, if you work in the same industry I am, you're like, oh wow, I just found you randomly on the internet. Keep scrolling. This isn't for you either. This isn't meant for you. But sometimes getting high or consuming other substances will help you get through a 96-hour Greyhound trip. Also, oh, I watched a video of like, why are they so rude to us? oftentimes it's because they're used to dealing with people who are themselves getting high and drunk just to get through the trip. So it's a both and. You see, like, yeah. This is crack a bottle. I mean, this just feels like let's just stay on brand. Yeah, no, I mean, no, there's all the weird things where, yeah, it's cheaper to fly that, yeah. Um, um, I am, it's beautiful. I wasn't actually going to plan to play this. I am going to play Crack a Bottle, but first, that's a word, shut up. First, I'm going to go to the bathroom myself. Yes, 5 hours for everything and everywhere. Tens is actually the most common men's size, just by the way. I'm not saying Eminem songs are written by algorithm. I'm just saying tens is actually the most common size for men's shoes. I forgot to bring my bubble to Pride. That was embarrassing. Like, oh, shit. That's why I need to open the other box, not this box. Okay, let's find out if there are any bubbles. Okay. Alright, I got distracted by the comments, and thank you. I always love getting distracted by the comments. I always love a reason to like. I love an interactive episode. That's why I've tried to return back to the lives, even though it's yeah. You know I'm looking it up because I don't know. Oh, shoe size. Word. Hey there, big boy. No, I'm gonna play it out. This is what I wanted to play, actually. Did I say hey there, big boy out loud? Okay. What are we talking about? We were talking about cars, but we weren't talking about Tahoes. Sorry. I lost the thread of the plot. Oh, we were talking about shoes. I don't know. I haven't heard any stories, but I'm open to listen to some stories. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm open to hearing those stories. Good times. Seriously, I have no idea what I'm gonna play next. Okay. Oh no, wait, what? Wait, where? This is What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber. This is probably where the live gets shut down because I can't play this shit. But how are they doing? I feel like they're in the news again, and I don't know why, but I don't really care why either. I like a thick boy. I'll just put it that way. Well, we're in Pride season, and I don't know what we're talking about right now. I'm just gonna say, whatever you're proud about. Let's all be proud of it. Oh, I don't know how you feel about this or what you think about this. Garbage writes all their muses without talking to each other. They have a toxic relationship. This is according to Parade magazine. That's the insert that comes in like syndicated newspapers like USA Today. I don't know how to say this, but Garbage, the band, like the 90s, like 2000s, like that alt new metal, whatever, Garbage. Yeah, like Shirley Manson, Garbage. They don't talk to each other. They just they put the, yeah, no, I actually respect that. They're like, we'll put together an 8th album. We just don't have to be friends. Me too. It's called work. Please eat. Oh. I already identified that. um, I will say, I was gonna say define switch hit, but yes, I know what you mean. I'm actually torn how I feel about that. I think, again, it's a workplace. They don't have to be friends with each other, but that also kind of makes me sad. Like that. These aren't okay. These aren't even the notes. Okay. Okay. Can we talk about Pom Pom Purin, the Sanrio character showing Hole? And I literally just have to Google Pom Pom Purin showing Hole. This is a character in the extended Hello Kitty universe. It's a dog, and they have a very distinctive asterisk starfish in their visuals. And other people who are not fans of that are like, why do they have to do that? Anyway, Hello Kitty wished a happy birthday to a character in her extended universe, and some people freaked out because they didn't realize some characters in the extended Hello Kitty universe have buttholes. Yeah. Now I have to like find the. It's gonna take forever to find the pictures. We are listening to Justin Bieber. I really like this song actually. It doesn't matter that it's Justin Bieber. It's not. I'm not even sure. Like Justin Bieber had. He's not playing the instruments on this part. Oh, he might be actually. Justin Bieber is a multi-instrumentalist. He plays drums primarily. He started out as a drummer. People were like, I don't associate Justin Bieber with drums. He plays drums. He was a drum prodigy before he was anything else, actually. Yeah, no, and 100% too. It's a business relationship. They should be. I wish when I was starting bands in my 20s, I approached it much more like a business relationship, and I understood what that meant from the beginning. Oh my God. I think I just discovered a new business model. Helping extremely talented people not get, oh my God, I'm serious. Like, helping extremely talented people not get taken advantage of because they don't understand like business models. And why should they? Because they came into this as artists. Or I'm like, I can help them. Me, 5 years later, the Sven Gulli who's like
Beatles creeping around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees, feel down.
But I'm serious. Like,
please, I do what I want when I'm wanting to myself.
Talented musician does not equal I understand how to navigate the industry, and there's no service for that. And there's there's no service for that that's not sleazy or like self-serving. But The 7 AMAs. I'm not the hugest Billie Eilish fan, but I like this song.
I like it when you take control, even if you know that you don't own me. I'll let you play the role. I'll be nothing more. My mommy likes to sing along with me, but she won't sing this song if she reads all that maybe she'll pity the men I know. So you're a tough guy, like you're really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. Bad type, make your mama sad type, make your girlfriend mad type, might seduce your dad type. Bad guy.
Duh. Me, when I was obviously the bad guy all along. Who's surprised now? I still got my cucumber in my, still got my cucumber.
Like when you get mad. I guess I'm
What are you talking about?
that you're alone. You said she's scared of me. I mean, I don't see what she sees, but maybe it's 'cause I'm wearing your cologne. I'm a bad guy.
Oh, this is Zanny. I'm gonna play it out. This is Zanny. Excuse me.
Still just drinking candle.
What cucumber? So okay. So we're not going to talk at all about. Okay, moving on. Oh, well, the Luna report. Luna the cat is spending more time with other pets. She's integrating herself more, and that's beautiful, and I'm enjoying that. Has the 50 route changed, or is that just in my? I'm like, for some reason I don't think it goes past the Beacon Theater anymore, but I might have missed it. But it now goes past 2 record theaters. Record theater. There's no such thing as a record theater, though I wish that was a thing. Record stores. It goes past Sonic Silver Platters in the Sodo district, and then by Easy Street in West Seattle. It ends up in the Admiral, at the junction in West Seattle where Easy Street is. Completely separately, Scarecrow Records is now open. They've reopened. They had that weird thing with their wall, but they're fine. They're open. They do nationwide videos by mail, and as a reminder, the average streaming service has like around 3 to 5,000 videos. Scarecrow Video has 144,000 physical products that they can send out. Some of them they don't. Some of them are you have to like you can't do. They don't send them out, but they have 144 physical products that are available for the Scarecrow Video here in Seattle has a. If you missed the old model of Netflix where you could just order videos by mail, you can do that by Scarecrow Video. Here in Seattle. This is a glow-in-the-dark record. It's Billie Eilish. I mentioned chastity belt when I meant to be talking about childbirth, but we're going to play chastity belt. This is different now. So hi, welcome. Yeah, no, I know the cucumber is still here. Now I want to play more Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, but that feels like pandering. I also had Dua Lipa. Neo Boys, Strychnine, and Dead Kennedys on in the. I'm not sure what I was looking at. Wait, which one? Go for which? But also, yeah, no, I'll play anything. But also, I will keep. Now I just want to be like. Wait, what? What? What are you talking about? I just like cucumber. Sorry, YouTube. Is that true? Chad Smith? Oh my god. Have you seen the... Oh, who is it? It's Flea watching a woman sing something on social media, and she's like, when I realized it was Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and also that time when someone was playing the Red Hot Chili Peppers and they realized, and they were doing the drum, it was a drummer, and they realized like Chad Smith, and also finally that time when they got Chad Smith and Will Ferrell on it was that Jimmy, I can't even remember which Jimmy, was it Jimmy Ferrell or Jimmy Kimmel, but yeah. That was the beginning of Caught in a Lie, but this is actually This Time of Night by Chastity Belt. I used to spend so much time alone. What makes you think that? What makes you think that? That actually, it's actually getting harder. Me, when I'm like, oh, I guess I actually do have a gag reflex, but it's worth noting I'm a clown, and yeah, no, I'm an actual clown. So in fact, sword swallowing is part of my shtick. And I that is how far I can go down my throat while I'm sitting down. You shouldn't see me when I'm standing up. I can swallow a sword. I'm a clown. And if you're like, that makes it less sexy for me, apologies. No apologies. Everyone loves clowns! Everyone loves clowns! Is that correct? Everyone loves clowns? I love clowns. What are we doing? Okay. Yeah, it's all variable. However, I will never forget this particular slice of cucumber. A very special slice of cucumber. That should be the name of this episode. A very special slice of cucumber. Thanks for watching. That was Caught in the Lie, and this is This Time of Night, for real and for sure. Also, it's important to note I don't think the live chat gets saved, and so there'll be no there'll be no context for my behavior for the last 20 minutes or so. Thanks for watching. And I'm 100% great with that. That's the fun part. Be what I just... My new hobby is gagging myself with spicy with cucumber. What's yours? I like bad influences. I look forward to them. Please. I do have to ask though, are you an older, not an older, is this a newer name for someone who has previously interacted with this channel before? Because I feel like I might know who you are, but I just want to make sure. Alright, we're probably going to end with Dua Lipa, just because we're probably going to end with Dua Lipa. This is IDGAF by Dua Lipa, followed by Blow Your Mind. I agree. Since chat doesn't save, say what you want and like, yeah. Again, I'm still trying to get a picture of who you are. Are you the same person who was someone else? Who? Yeah, no. Yeah. Cut or uncut? What are we talking about? I think we're just talking about cucumbers. You like to cut the cucumber? You like to cut the ends off your cucumbers? You like them? What are we talking about? Because I like cucumbers. I like cucumbers. What are we talking about? Yeah. Embarrassed I even asked. Me too. Just not that. Oh wait, what? I'm a girl. Wait, no. What are we talking about? Excuse me. That is an inappropriate question. Yeah. And now I'm like, how do I end this? I'm not even sure I'm ending this. This is Strychnine by Strychnine. Originally, I want to say originally by the Sonics, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know who originally played the song. A lot of bands have. But I like this version off of Dead Rats and Oakland Dogs by Strychnine, an Oakland punk band that yeah, I don't know where pickles, but yeah, no, I love pickles and onions. Pickles and onions. Pickled onions. Word. This might go on record as the weirdest episode ever, but also in a way I'm not apologizing for and enjoying. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah. It's just cucumber. What are we talking about? Oh, I was gonna play the Sonics, but they don't actually have a version of Stray. I'm pretty sure the Sonics originated that song, but I don't have a version of the Sonics playing that song handy. This is Kids by the Neo Boys off of Sooner or Later, followed by No Venue.
Here's the Neil Boys.
Oh, pickled. Oh, cocktail onions. No, yeah, no, yeah. Um, as a former bartender, yeah, no, I can picture like little or pearl onions. Um, I never gave any thought whatsoever where they came from, what they were made from, what they were. Yeah, pearl onions. They're cocktail onions. Yeah, no, I spent a time as a, yeah, pickled onions are definitely a thing. I don't know, yeah. There's no venue, I guess. Woo! That was the whole song. Yep. Um, but yeah, no, I mean I know what they are. I can picture a jar of pickled onions. I can also picture like various blues songs just called like pickled onions or like yeah, no, I. All right, so we already talked about this. Pom Pom Purin, the Hello Kitty character. The controversy, I don't know, is that a real controversy? Who cares? Agreed. Um, What are your recession indicators? I mean, obviously, people are like, oh, you don't dye your hair funny colors anymore. No, I don't. And I can't afford to paint my nails anymore. Yeah, no. What are your recession indicators? Luna chilling in my room. This is Lover's Lane by Hunks and His Punks off of Too Young to Be in Love. Happy Pride, y'all. Yeah, no, me when I'm on the wrong side. How are you doing? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Wait, I'm actually, okay, sorry, I missed some comments. Yeah. We're all good. Let's go, Cass. I'm also gonna piss. I guess that's Lover's Lane is when you piss. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm 50 years old, so my body feels like a prune every single day. Like, that's just my life experience. Yeah. We're still listening to Punks and his punk. That was Lover's Lane, followed by He's Coming Back. I'm like, these are like... Watch me gag on your zucchini next week. Thanks for watching. This is the end of episode-ish, I think. Dead Kennedys was something, but it went well. If we end with off of Frankenchrist, but you can never go wrong with playing the Dead Kennedys. Oh, unless you can't read because it's so small. This soup is good food, followed by Hell Nation by the Dead Kennedys. Good night. Frankenchrist. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, but I'm also like, yep. is the kitty cat. Right past the premises. I didn't say that. You said that. What? What are we talking about? Wait, am I still live or yeah, no. Alright. I think I'm being kitty. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. This is and should be the end of the episode. Am I actually live on the internet? I can't tell. What are you looking at? Do you see a cat in my lap? Do you hear music? Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Good night. What are we talking about? There you go, Bob. Good stuff. No. No. Not for cats. For sure. Thanks for listening. For real, I need to go to bed. Yeah, no, down the hatch is probably the best way to end this episode. Cause can I actually swallow this? Cause every single time, I'm like, oh my god, I bathe it, but then there's like a bath of ingredients I put it in, and I'm like, just to keep it, alright. Alright, I'm done. Thanks for watching. Oh my god, I have notes that I was supposed to talk about that I didn't talk about. And now I got cucumbers in my wine. That's actually pretty delicious. Like, yeah, no. Wine, cucumber infused wine is pretty delicious. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for what are we talking about? I thought we were talking about cucumbers.